Alright, so it's Monday, June 23rd, 2025, and I'm gonna do this video. Might end up getting blended a couple days together because I don't know how much more I'm gonna do because I already cut the front lower end near the curb and the side yard or the front yard. But my main goal now is it's about 7:20 at night, and the current temperature is 95 degrees, but it feels like 105. I think the high was 98 total, but the heat index is the killer right now. But right now, to me, it doesn't feel that bad. I've just been pouring water on my head from a bottle, and just cools me off. But my goal is to kind of finish up the side over here. Mainly, I just want to finish what I didn't get last night. But I want to get all back in there. I'm going to probably pull them up finally. Just throw them in a cam real quick. The branches, I'll worry about this stuff another time. But I just want to get these up so I can get all of it cut. And then what I'm going to do is throw all of this pretty much up on the patio. And then I want to be able to try to rip all this out so I can cut it and make it all pretty much even. Get over here to get all the high stuff. I'm not as much worried about this right now because the patio will be another project to work on. So yeah, like I said, my main goal is to just get pretty much all this out, get all the stuff, the excess stuff, just throw it up on there because that's all pretty much going to probably go in the trash. Get all that. That way I can cut it all, pretty much make it look the best it's probably looked in a while. And then I want to get over in here. But like I said, I don't know how far I'm going to get, given it's a late start. And it is, I mean, it's like I said, it feels better, but it's not as hot as it was, obviously, because the sun's going down. But this might end up being a couple day in one video type deal, because I do want to finish the front at some point. Not tonight, but maybe tomorrow. So yeah, so we're gonna get started in a minute. Alright, so I just had told me that the storage was almost filled on the iPad. This iPad that I'm using is just kind of like for my smaller stuff. So what I do is I transferred it to this doohickey, and then once I'm done and I get space on the other one, I'll transfer it to my larger I think there's only like 32 gigs on this one, so it's older, you know, it does the job for what I need it on. The other one I think is a 256, but that's the one I use for my feeder and everything else. But I'm not getting as far as I thought I would, but like I said, every little bit. This will definitely be going on to another definitely there'll be another day added to this one, to the same video. But I think it's time to throw some water on my head, because I'm like hot again, and I want to just try to stay at least you know, somewhat cooler. So much better. I didn't get it on the gloves, but oh well if I did. So anyways, yeah, so it works. The water feels good actually. Then after this, after I'm done here, get a shower, and no Uber Eats tonight. That's why I'm out doing work. Tomorrow night maybe. All depends on money. So anyways, get back to, I'll definitely have enough space to finish out at least this video. Then what I'll have to do is probably transfer it and then put it on the other iPad. Them little SD cards come in handy though. My daughter introduced me to them. About to pour it on my shirt. That's pretty much all that aside. Hold up. about getting there. Just gonna get these up. Then I'm probably just gonna cut, and then I'm done for the night. My daughter just said she was going up to Family Dollar, so you hear me said, yo. So, but hot, but alright, let me get this done. That's all I'm gonna put in here. Put this over this pile. It's out of the way. Whoa! Alright, so next time I do this, I might end up trying to one of those a table. I don't know what kind of, they're like smaller tables. What I might do is try to set this up and wedge it between a couple things, because it's taking away time to you know, as I have to keep adjusting it. And that one I almost sent it flying because the vine got wrapped around the thing. Luckily I noticed it, but let me just get the rest of that out of there, and then I'm gonna cut. Probably this time I'll probably shine the camera from the front to the back when I'm cutting. But yeah, it's getting this is good to use, but not if I'm have to keep, you know, switching angles and stuff. So hey, let me get that out, make sure I don't send it flying again. things real quick. Alright, so I think I'll cut in here first so that way I can keep it on that angle, and then I'll shift it to facing, like I was saying before. Ivy's the only thing that's keeping this fence up. It's actually what destroyed the fence, but it's the only thing that's keeping it up. Let me go get the mower. that's a wrap. Tired, man. Tired, hot. Like I said, I still want to get a shower. I'm not even going to show the after now. I'll do that tomorrow, even if I don't do any work out here. So that'll go on before the next series of work that I'll be doing. But time is it? It is. I gotta shut off the feeder. It's 8:47. So that's gonna wrap up for tonight. Like I said, either way, tomorrow I will show. There ain't really much to show. I just didn't get everything I want to get in there, but it's better than, it's ADD work. But anyways, I'll cut it off there, and I will see you in the next clip. Here's just a quick rundown of what I did the other night. Cleared all that out. Got all off the edge. I did get some around this way. Cut out here. Like I said, I'm not going to get all that until another time. That'll be its own little project. And then over here, ripped out all this. We just pretty much trimmed it up. But back in here it was all real high and all, so I was able to get it and cut it all back to normal level. Like I said, this is what destroyed the fence, but it's also pretty much what's holding the fence up. So that's pretty much a keeper. Alright, so here it is now, Thursday, June 26th, 2025, and I'm going to cut the front grass. Was going to trim up in that area, but we have some storms possibly on the way. Actually, I was going to trim up in here too, all the ivy. Go this way. What I do is just go all the way down, and then, yeah, it comes out looking pretty good. Just trim it back. I try to trim it back to this edge, like from here, and then all the way a little bit further out, but not completely. So I cut it back a pretty good amount. But yeah, they're calling for some possible storms. The temperature is definitely, we're in an extreme heat reprieve. It's not like it was a couple of days ago. You can breathe. 2 days ago and yesterday, you can actually breathe out here now. There's actually a nice breeze. Then tomorrow I think supposed to be in the upper 70s to 80s. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm gonna show you my my new makeshift way I'm setting my camera up. I'm hoping it works, but I mean, it's kind of ghetto, but it's better than nothing. So I'm going to show that to you, show you the grass, and then I'm only going to put on video 2 parts I'm cutting, the main part in the front and then the side part that I cut in the other video along the fence. Only because the other spot shows too much, the neighborhood and everything. They didn't take our yard stuff today either, which is, it's the second time that I noticed that they did that. They didn't take anybody's. So anyways, I'm going to show it to you and then get it started. There it is. Basically just rigged it to where it is set up. I put my little, I'm not going to show you because it's my cigarette butt can, and I'm going to show you the disgusting part of it. But yeah, I just put that back there, wedged it up against it, and then I put that in front, but I had to put it to the side because otherwise it would show up at the bottom of the video. So that's pretty much my little setup that I've going. Now for the grass, but like I said, it would be easier to maneuver things around with that than it will be to share and all. It'll be easier to maneuver that around than it would be the iPad or the tripod. With the tripod, it was getting too much. Like I said, it was killing more time just to keep it in place, and you know. So, anyways, here's the grass, and I will show you where I'm going to be cutting. Alright, so I'm going to cut the usual, all down in here, up there, down there I already did. Then I cut down here, but that's the part I'm not going to put on because I do it all the way down, you know, and I don't want to put a lot of stuff on there. This is the stuff that they didn't take on the other night. And then I'm going to cut up here all the way up to the fence like before. Then I'll show you the spots that I already showed you, the one part, the front part, but as you can see, it's getting pretty windy, feels real good. But the other part I was going to do is right in here. Catbirds are actually using this as a bird path, so I put more water in it, but that'll have to come once I cut back in here. I do the same thing. I kind of keep it to the edge of the path all the way up. That's pretty much how I do it. I want to get it started so that way, in case it starts storming, like I said, I'll do it in rain, but not thunder and lightning. So anyways, we're going to get started. I'm going to test it again, make sure that the box isn't showing. But it just goes to show, if you have to do things a certain way, then you'll find a way to do it. And for now, that's going to be how it's going to have to work for me. If I set up in the woods, I can pretty much do it with the tripod. I just have to wedge it. But with this, like having to move it around a lot, it becomes more of a, you know, time consumer. So anyways, we're going to get started with the cutting. Alright, smoke break and battery change. Alright, so right now I'm not really liking the height, and it has gone over a couple times, which I'll have to edit that part out. But for now, again, it's better than nothing. It's better than, but I might have to kind of finagle with some things, maybe elevate it a little with a couple of books or something, and then put something more heavier down to get it to stand up. I mean, there's a couple of nice little wind gusts, but I mean nothing, you know, strong, but enough to send it over. And maybe it's just the height. I mean, it could be, but the angle of like the way I'm getting it all. So I know I had to do it a lot different than the last time. So like I said, I've added the tripod to the list of things I need to get, but there's a lot of other things that are like this stuff. Gotta get the other stuff first. I mean, I might be able to slip one thing in here or there to catch up, but tripod will definitely be one of the first things. As you can see, my head isn't even on there. So yeah, I'm gonna probably smoke half of this, and then chances are we may not even get the storm. But I'm just enjoying the cooler weather. So definitely, like I say, you can breathe out here today. So all I've got to do is finish up this spot, and then I'll do the other side, because I was waiting until I had a more full battery to do the other side. Just kind of go from there, and then once that's done, maybe I'll start the trimming. Just kind of at least start it and see how far I can get. That one I'll probably just put it on the ground and just watch as I'm trimming it. Be a lot easier, you know, as it's on the ground. So yeah, I will be back when I resume the cutting. Alright, so that part's done. Now I'm just gonna go do the whole way of by the curb, and then show you the result, and just go from there. Alright, so we're at 7:23 p.m. So I am gonna try to do a little bit of over in that area, see if how far we can get. Should be able to get most of it done, if not all of it. But I just want to pick these up, and I'm going to show you how it looks. Yeah, it's all pretty straightforward, just cutting. then if I get done over there, either maybe I'll start over here, do all that. I should have went over a fine line with the mower. Sometimes I do that, sometimes I don't. But then, like I said, I'm just gonna get it right down the fine line. Then I gotta get these, or these over there. I'm gonna just leave the cans down just in case they come tomorrow. These all broke from the storm that we just had. Forget what day it came, but oh. Not sure how clear that came in, but hopefully it came in all right. Let me put these cans down that way in case they. Oh, damn! Let's see. There's some of the dirt I threw in this one. Actually, yeah, I think there is some dirt in there. If they don't come tomorrow, then I guess I have to put them back up until next week. Put this over the wood pile. Then put the table back. Actually take that. I'm gonna bust my arse with the one branch. So like I said, with this one, I'm just gonna probably put it on the iPad on the ground. Stand view there. That will be pretty much up close with just the trimming. Okay. Next up will be trimming all that out. Like I said, I'll try to get as close to the edge and then all the way around. Obviously get all this out. Thinking about bringing this but after I dump it. Fill it back up with some water. Actually, if it rains, then the rain will do it itself. But if it doesn't, then I'll put some water in it. It was neat seeing the catbirds going in and out of it. Alright, so I think this is the last bag I have, so I'll have to get more sometime this week. But gotta clean it out. Small broom. Alright, here's the after. Alright, next up, I'm gonna do this. Should be able to knock that out pretty quick. That's the current look at the sky. So I don't know. Flower to wait until I'm about to go out and do some Uber Eats, and then all of a sudden it'll decide to start storming, and then it'll kind of put everything on hold. If it's only raining, you know, I'll be all right doing the Uber, but if it's lightning and thunder, ain't happening. I know I said that in the other videos, but yeah, I ain't messing around with no thunder and lightning. So, but you know what? At least I got this done. It's, but then when the breeze blows, it feels heavenly, man. It does. But just wish it would keep. There it goes. It feels really good when it does. that was. Anyways, I'm gonna finish my smoke and then knock this out, and then at least this part's done. See some fireflies. The noise you hear in the background is air conditioner. I feel rain. All right, so it's starting to rain. So I'm just gonna sweep this up and then show you this part. It's pretty much like I would normally do it, so it's all right. So anyway, just gonna sweep it up, show you, and then wrap it up there. And could just be a tease with the rain, but I pretty much got done what I want to get done. So Anywho, let's get it going. At least I'll still have some space to throw stuff into this bag for next time. Trash. Little odds and ends. Now I'm trying to think where to put this. Okay, so the bag I just decided to take in the back and throw it on the patio. So if it does rain, at least it won't get wet. I mean, they dry out, but this one kind of keep it pretty much dry at all costs. I just gotta remember before I go in to shut the feeder off. It's kind of good. Yeah, I gotta get all that. All right, so now I'm gonna show you the final. Actually stopped raining, but pretty much got what I wanted to get done. So this be it. I guess for me it's hard to tell how much I cut it back, but the one thing I'm glad that I didn't do is sometimes when I cut it, I cut and it's all like vines right here, whereas I left it kind of where it's touching the ground. The whole, to me, when it's just a vine showing, it don't look as good to me. So I think it came out nice. So to me, it looks a lot better than it did. It doesn't look overgrown. It's pretty much even all the way across. I mean, overall, I think it came out pretty good. Obviously, I'm biased, but then again, I'm kind of anal with yard work, so if I'm not happy with something, then I'll say I'm not happy with it. Like the side, when I first started the side, that one tree, bush, whatever you want to call it, was really bothering me. It still kind of is, but like I was just talking to my neighbor tonight, and I told him that I'm gonna leave part of it near the fence. I'll cut probably the rest of it down, but leave some of it, because if I pull it, I think that whole part of the fence is gonna go. So for now, I'm just gonna kind of leave it where it, so it protects the fence from falling. Especially if we get, storms and all, wind might blow it over. So, but anyways, gonna cut it off there. There's a bird. I don't see him, but I hear him. But anyways, gonna cut it off there, and oh, firefly. Ooh, he lit up for us. Anyways, I'm gonna cut it off there. Again, this is gonna be a double video, for 2 days. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and as always, thank you for your support, and I will see you in the next video.